Hey guys, Curtis here again, and in this video I'm going to be talking about law of attraction, manifestation stuff. And if you're into that type of thing, you've probably heard all about it before. You've maybe even done it a few times. Basically, it's the idea that if you hold an idea in your head intensely and intently for a long period of time, and specifically with the intention that you want that idea to happen in your life, that type of thing that you're holding in mind becomes more likely to happen in your life. So you might hold in mind, man, it'd be really nice if I had a new sports car, and you think about that for like a couple months, and then all of a sudden, some event happens where somebody says, "Oh, I'm moving across the country and I need to get rid of my sports car. Do you want to buy it from me for really cheap? I just need to get rid of it." Something happens that has to do with your mental thought to bring about that event that otherwise would not have happened, and it's because you put mind power, you put the power of your consciousness at work, affecting reality, and bringing that about. But the topic of this video is actually how to improve your chances of actually bringing that about. Because what's the number one thing that everyone does after they read a book about law of attraction or watch a YouTube video and first learn it? They say, "Oh, I can manifest stuff. Oh, I'm just going to manifest winning the lottery, and that will take care of all my problems because I'll have millions of dollars and I'll never have to work again and I'll have all the stuff I want. I won't have to manifest a house. If I manifest $20 million, then I can just buy myself a house," right? The problem is in the history of all this manifestation stuff, there's only like two or three people who have ever actually won the lottery and said, "I won the lottery because I did mental manifestation stuff." I think there was some black lady that won a bunch of money, and then apparently she spent it all and went broke. And then there's some young white kid, maybe my age, that also won the lottery, and somebody found that he had been posting stuff about manifestation before on his Instagram before he won the lottery and stuff like that. But anyways, there's like two or three people in the history of millions of people who have tried it, and it's like, okay, why is the success rate so low with big events? But almost everyone who's tried it has said, I thought of some small thing and it actually happened. So what's the difference? Why can I think something small like, wouldn't it be nice to have a coffee cup that has a cute picture of a cat on it? And then like 2 weeks later, you're at a thrift store and you see a coffee cup with the exact thing you thought. Why does small stuff happen when you think about it and try to manifest it? But big stuff, a lot of times it doesn't happen, or it happens once and then you try to repeat it and it never happens again. And my theory is, I don't think I fully understand it, but I think to some degree it happens because subconsciously we do not actually believe that we deserve to manifest the thing that we're trying to manifest. Because what I've discovered is that subconsciously we all hold negative feelings and thoughts and emotions that are in our mind, but we don't really want to look at it and deal with it. So that's why we ignore it, and that's how it becomes subconscious. And we can make those conscious by thinking about it, by seeking them out, saying, where do I feel guilt? Where do I feel fear? Where do I feel, desire in a negative way, not a positive, constructive way? Stuff like that. But basically, what I think is that if you subconsciously believe that you deserve to win the lottery, and then you decide, okay, I'm going to hold that in mind, that's when it will happen. But most people don't have that level of subconscious belief and self worth. And so I'm going to tell you about something I've been doing to work on this idea of changing my subconscious mind. And this is a technique that has been around for a long time, but no one's ever really connected it to this mental manifestation, law of attraction stuff. And it is exactly one of the things that Jesus taught, which is giving charitably to others. And Jesus said a few interesting things in the Bible, and I know everyone has different interpretations of it, but he said he said to a rich man, "If you give all your money to the poor, you will have a treasure in heaven." And later at some other point he said the kingdom of heaven is within you. So it's like, okay, wait, if you give to the poor, you'll have a treasure in heaven, but so you'll have a treasure within you. What does that mean? I think to some degree, treasure in heaven can mean just having positive feelings in your subconscious mind that uplift and support you uh, at all times, because your subconscious mind is always with you. There's never like a moment of the day when you're not affected by the programs and beliefs running in your mind. And what I have discovered is that when I do something, or either give money or give my time and energy charitably to others, it actually uplifts the feelings in my subconscious mind, and it helps me get rid of negative feelings that I have about myself. And it also helps me build a sense of self-worth within my mind, so that I actually believe that I deserve good things to happen to me. And so, I don't have a lot of money right now, and one of the things I've been working on is, okay, how do I change my mind to bring about financial opportunity in my life, and also to motivate myself to work towards achieve. If there is an opportunity, I need to take advantage of that. I can't just be lazy all the time. So there's multiple aspects of how our subconscious mind affects our motivation. It can affect your motivation to hold something in mind to manifest it. It could also affect your motivation to actually do something physical that's in front of you. Somebody offers you a job, but you don't really think you're worth it or you're capable of doing it, so you don't do it. Well, that's an example of your subconscious mind and your feelings dictating actually doing something to make yourself richer. So, anyways, that was a big spiel, but um, the prescription, the thing I've been doing is I have been donating a little bit of money here and there to charity, with the specific mental intent of I am giving this money away. First of all, to follow the teachings of Jesus, who said to give to the poor and stuff like that, because I am a Christian. And secondly, specifically because I am intending to build what you might call positive karma within me, and also to remove negative feelings of self-destructiveness within me, feelings of guilt, shame, stuff like that, subconscious stuff that I don't even really know exactly what it is. But what I've discovered is that when you give to others either money or your time and energy, which I'll talk about in a second, you actually begin to believe that you deserve better things in life, because you know you're a good person. If you help someone else charitably, meaning you didn't receive anything in return in the physical world, you will actually start to believe that you deserve good things to happen to you. And that's what I've been noticing in my life lately. And one of the ways I give to others without actually spending money, because there are practical considerations like, oh, I have bills to pay. I can't give away my rent money. I mean, maybe if I did, maybe something great would manifest in my life, in the next 30 days, and I'd be able to pay my rent. But that's what I'm talking about. I have subconscious fear. Oh, I don't know if that will happen, and that's one of the things I'm working on. But one of the ways I've given to others without costing me money, but just costing me time and effort, is I actually have been picking up litter in my neighborhood. I live in the poor part of Austin, which is East Austin, and generally East Austin is considered the poor part of Austin, by the way, if you didn't know. And there's a lot of trash out there. We had this big homeless problem for a while, which is just starting to get fixed. And they throw a lot of trash on the ground. And then there's just a lot of people. I think it's mostly poor people, but maybe rich people too, that throw trash on the ground. And so my apartment complex always has trash all over, and just the sidewalk outside, the public area, it always has trash. And so what I'll do is I'll think to myself, okay, today I'm going to go pick up. I get my garbage can, I got a trash picker on Amazon for like $10 or $15, so you don't have to bend down and pick it up with your bare hands. So I use a trash picker and a garbage can, and I'll pick up like one garbage can or two garbage cans full of trash and dump it in the dumpster. And in my mind, I'm thinking, I am doing this as an act of charity, not just because I want my community to be clean, but as a gift to all of those around me who will be able to enjoy the cleanliness. And I really do think that it has helped improve my positive emotions in my subconscious mind and actually has developed a a little bit more of a sense of self-worth, like thinking I deserve good things to happen to me because there's the proof. I did something good for other people without anything in return. So that is like proof in my subconscious mind that I also deserve to have other people do good things to me. Because I am becoming what I want to happen in my own life. I am becoming that for others. And so how could I not deserve somebody else to do something good for me? And I believe this has actually been producing positive change in my life. I've had a lot of really fortunate circumstances happen to me. Um, I don't think I'll get into all the specifics, but basically, I'm going to be moving into a house soon out of this small apartment, and that was a blessing. So maybe my next YouTube video will be from my house. I don't know. And I still don't have a lot of money in my bank account, but I'm beginning to actually. What I've noticed is that in the past, when I would think about making a lot of money, I think of it as some far off, distant thing, because I didn't have much self worth in my mind. But now I'm beginning to think of like, I kind of do deserve to make more money. I kind of do deserve to have a nice, easy life where I'm not always worried about can I pay the rent this month, and I've noticed that this type of charity work has contributed greatly to my my sense of self-worth and my actual. I think this is what Jesus means when he said if you have faith you can move mountains and stuff. I think that actually believing yes, this can really happen to me because now I'm a good person who deserves it. I think that when it comes to manifesting money, that actually is part of what, or maybe all of what faith is actually believing it will happen to you because you deserve it. And so what I would say to you is if you've tried to manifest things and maybe you've manifested little tiny things, but you need to manifest bigger things, like money or like fixing a health problem you have or something like that, or just miraculous circumstance. You need a miracle, basically, a big miracle. One way you can bring that about is, I think, by doing something charitable for others. You can pick up trash in your neighborhood. You can give money to a charity. And when I give money to a charity, which is not too often, but once in a while, when I say, okay, I have more money than I need to pay my bills this month, and maybe I can give to this charity. There's a couple charities that I really like that I know do good work because I've seen what they do. And so I say, okay, I'm not just going to give like $5 or $1. I'm going to give a little bit more than I feel comfortable giving. So a while back, I gave like $100 to one charity, and then I think later I gave $200 to another charity or something like that. And for me, I'm on a very low income. That's a big deal. I could spend that $100 on like 2 or 3 weeks worth of food, or something like that if I wanted to, or on going out on a nice date with my fiance, or on changing the oil in my car, whatever. But I specifically gave to charity because it was uncomfortable, because I thought, you know what, it's only uncomfortable because I have this lack of faith in my mind that good things will happen to me financially. So I'm actually going to give because I'm uncomfortable giving, so that I build up, so that in my mind I build this rock solid belief that I deserve good things to happen to me. And some good things have really been happening to me lately. Um, Sort of financially. I mean, I'm going to be moving into a house that's actually not going to cost me any more money to live there, for me and my fiance to live there, than it is living in this small apartment, and we're getting more than double the space. And so, even though that's not like money in my bank account being deposited, it kind of is like my quality of life is going to go way up because I'm going to have more space and more my stuff like that, at the same price as before. So in a way, it was financial. In a way, it wasn't. And other good things have happened to me. And I want to tell one specific story that was really amazing to me. I was at a 12-step meeting for something with my fiance because we go to those for certain issues sometimes. And they, at a 12-step meeting, it's a charitable thing. It's all run by donations. They pay their corporate rent or whatever by donations. They pass the basket around, and usually people just give $1. And this was several months ago, and this was at a time when my bank account was pretty low, and I didn't feel comfortable giving anything to anyone because I was always freaking out about like, can I pay the rent this month? Because my income was so low. And I said, you know what? I'm not just gonna give $1 to the basket, which is what people just throw in. I'm gonna give $2. And this sounds weird, but it was like a big deal to me to give $2 because I'm like, every dollar matters because I'm so worried about money right now. When you have very little money, every dollar matters. But I said, you know what? I'm gonna give $2, and not only am I gonna give $2, which is more than the standard $1 that people toss in, but I'm going to ask in my mind. I'm going to pray in my mind. I'm going to say, you know what? Even though I'm basically broke right now, I'm going to ask that God gives this positive karma from giving $2, not to me, but to my fiance, because she was in a financial circumstance at the same time, with not a lot of money. And so I gave $2 in the basket, and when I did that, actually the next day, the thought came up, when Jesus said that the poor widow who donated 2 pennies to the temple um, gave more, in God's view, gave more than all the rich people who donated out of their abundance. And that's really what it felt. When I gave $2, it felt like I was giving out of my poverty because I was poor. But anyways, strangely enough, I said in my mind, God, please give the positive karma from this donation to my fiance. And the very next day, we had dinner with her parents, and we had already planned the dinner with them. But they said, "Oh, by the way, when your grandpa died, he left us some money, and we thought about it, and we thought you should have some of it, because he liked, grandpa liked you." And so they gave her like $1,500. Just they randomly decided, and her this was from her dad, and her dad is not that he's not a type of person that gives money to his kids. He's the type of person that says, no, my kids need to be strong and independent and work for their own money. So he almost never ever has given money to my fiance. But just randomly, when we had dinner with him, randomly one day he said, "Oh, I think we should give you some of this money that his dad, I think it was his dad, left him when he died." And you might be thinking, "Oh, that's pretty normal for grandparents to leave money for their kids, stuff like that." And it's true, it is normal. But from the viewpoint of my consciousness, one night at like 9 p.m., I gave money that felt like a lot to me. It was only $2, so not a lot to a rich person, but to a poor person, giving any money to charity is a big deal, just like Jesus said. And the very next day, like within 24 hours, the thing I asked for to happen actually happened. My fiance received a financial gift. And so I've had little things happen like that, and I've been, I realize, as I'm talking about this, I need to be more charitable. I need to go pick up more trash. Maybe I'll do some of that today. I don't know. I need to, not just financially, but I need to develop this sense of inner self-worth more. And I'm actually beginning to believe that financial success is possible for me, which, if you're a poor person, if you've been poor your whole life, you know that in your mind, you don't believe, if you think about this, you don't really believe that you deserve to have money. You have fantasized about it, but if you get honest about your feelings, you probably haven't been believing that you deserve to be rich or to be well off. if I could make like, a median level income for a person in my area, I would feel rich because I live off of very little financial resources right now. So I'm just, I'm developing that inner sense of self-worth. And so the whole point of this video I'm trying to make uh, is that you can develop positive karma, positive self-worth, positive faith and belief in yourself, however you want to view it. You can sort of empower your manifestation abilities and your law of attraction abilities by charitably giving to others. It can be doing it with money, it can be doing it with your time and energy to contribute to others in some way. And with money, what I would say is give a tiny bit more than you actually feel comfortable giving. If you want to, build this positive karma, this positive mental state that's going to help you become financially successful in the future via the power of your subconscious mind. Just ask yourself, what do I feel comfortable giving right now? And then give a little bit more, because that's really where you start to have faith that this will work. And I think that that's been good for me. If I feel comfortable giving $20, I might give $50. If I feel comfortable giving $1, or even if I feel uncomfortable giving $1, I'll give $2. You know, so and like Jesus said, it's not about the amount of money; it's about the spiritual decision you're making. The widow who gave 2 pennies gave more in Jesus' estimate than the rich people who probably gave gold coins and stuff like that. So, anyways, that's my topic today. I just wanted to share to people that this idea of giving to others so that you yourself will receive in abundance, and also maybe empower your mental manifestation abilities, law of attraction abilities. What I would say is it's an awesome thing. It really is building my faith in this process. I think that someday soon I'll be able to have financial success in my life, precisely because I'm building this idea of positive karma within me, positive mental state, however you want to look at it. So what I would say to you is just test it out. Pick something. Oh, and by the way, you can use your mind to ask God to give you something in exchange for this positive mental state, positive karma, however you want to view it. So you can say like, "Oh, my I really need a new car. God, please take my charitable donation and whatever positive karma I use for that, please contribute it to a new car or to, you know, my health problem getting better or whatever." And the power of your consciousness will actually say, "Okay, I did something good for others. Now I deserve this good thing to happen to me." To some degree, it'll balance that out, and it will actually happen to you if you do that correctly. So try it out. I would love to read your comments below. I would say try it for a week or two, just giving to others in one way or another and asking specifically for something in return from God, and holding that in mind in your consciousness. And try it out and post in the comments, and I'll read a lot of your comments. Eventually I don't, like, if there's thousands of comments, I can't read them all. Like on my popular video that got thousands of comments, I read hundreds of them, but eventually it's too much. But if you're in the first 100 or 200 comments, I'll always see them all. So anyways, that's my idea. I hope you try it out, and it's worth doing just because it's being charitable is worth doing. So have a nice day, and I'll get back to you soon.